wound up.
Today we start a very exciting, very important project. About a month ago, we had to go into town to get a very exciting package. What did we just get?
Our solar kit! Our solar power kit.
This
Mine
is our
solar panels.
Yeah, these are all our solar batteries right here. I think the inverter's in here. But the way they had to load it, it's really uneven on the trailer, so we're about to disassemble this so we can carry it better. Because all of the equipment that we need for our solar system are really heavy, we had to go pick them up at a freight location for FedEx, which was all the way in town. If we had lived in town, they would have delivered right to our property, but we live kind of in a place where 18-wheelers just can't get back here, and that is what would be delivering. But enough of that. We are very excited because we are partnering with Battleborn batteries. This is a very exciting partnership for us, and probably the biggest, most exciting collaboration that we've ever had as bloggers and content creators. So we've had the batteries for that entire month, but it's actually kind of overwhelming if you've ever looked into setting up your own solar system, kind of figuring out how you're going to hook everything together. It's very custom to your pieces and parts that you have, and you have to do a lot of research. So I have been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of videos, doing a lot of reading, and I think I've come up with a little plan, and I'm going to actually break our solar system down into 3 parts. So the first part is going to be connecting the batteries to the inverter and that whole setup. This will also include a shore power plug on our shed so that we can plug the generator into the batteries and be able to charge them even when we don't have solar panels. The second part that I will do will be the part that connects the battery system to our house, and then the third section would be getting the whole solar panel, all the solar panels set up in an array, and then connecting that to the batteries. So it's gonna be a long journey, but I'm going to start it today. So I'm in our shed that we got more recently, the newer shed. This is not the place we live. So we're actually gonna be building a room back here, and that's gonna be where our batteries and everything solar goes. And it's gonna have a keypad lock, and it's gonna be very secure. And we also lock our shed. The reason we're making it in another room inside of here is because we want to insulate and be able to close it off, lock it with another, lock other than just locking the shed, and just kind of have a room where we can control the temperature a little more than if it was just in this shed. The first thing that I need to do is to insulate part of this wall so that I can put a wood panel up, and that's going to be where I put all of our equipment, hang it, put it on that wall, and we're going to do that before we build our room for the solar. I just think the room's going to be kind of small, so it'd be good to get it all arranged and know how it's set up and then build the room around it. So that's what we're going to do. But I would like to start getting the batteries wired. So first I've got to kind of clean out some space in here, get some insulation up, and get that wood piece up, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Tell me your thoughts. How are you feeling?
Sweaty and annoyed.
Unfortunately, I cannot assist her in carrying. I'm no hands Sally. No hands Nancy. But who needs me anyway? My very important job of holding this up while she gets the drill.
Yep.
How heavy is that box?
Very heavy. Casey and I had to carry it together back when we got this and her hands were working. So I'm gonna open it to see. I'm not sure that I'll be able to hang this up without help, but.
Oh my, oh my.
What was that?
It was like a tiny, tiny, tiny scorpion.
On your leg?
See that?
This is the Victron Energy Quattro. It's a 24 volt. Holy moly. That's what it hangs on.
Explain.
Oh, here we go.
Like you were talking to a kindergartner about what an inverter does and why you have to have one.
Okay, simply put, it's what takes your 12 volt batteries or your DC power, which is what solar batteries are, and inverts it, so changes it to 120 volt power, which is what you use in just a normal house. Like if you plug in to charge your cell phone or whatever, that is 120 volt AC power. And so basically DC power is like your cigarette lighter, like things, electrical things in your car, but cigarette lighter, the way that looks, that's a totally different thing than if you plug something into the wall inside of your house. So it basically, the batteries that you use are like car batteries, so it's the DC power. It turns that power into your house power. Now you can use DC power in your house, or you know, like we'll put DC lights in here because they take, like, they don't use very much electricity at all, and you don't, when you change the power from DC to AC, it actually uses electricity. Not a ton, but it does use power. So when you're able to use things DC, you save power. You don't end up using it to convert it. But yeah, that's what this does. It just turns power from DC to AC.
You might be asking, well, why don't we just run everything on DC power? But for example, you can get a DC powered refrigerator, but it's like $1,600 versus you can get one half the price that's AC powered. There are certain appliances that you can get, but it's really actually hard to find things that you could plug in using DC power. So that is something you can do, but for the most part, things that you buy are AC powered, so you just have to have an inverter to deal with that.
Right now, I'm going to try to figure out exactly where I want the inverter to go. This is the plate that it hangs on, and I think I'm going to make sure that this middle one is in a stud, which I marked before I put this up. I marked on the ground with some tape where the studs are. Here, here, and here, so that I, you know, could figure out what is going on. I'll probably go right here because I'm gonna need room. I kind of have a little drawing of exactly how I want to wire everything, which obviously it's a little different on paper versus up here, but I want to have all the solar stuff on this side and have all the
batteries, you mean?
No, okay. Like the solar charge controllers, and that's over here. And then there will be stuff under here. The batteries will be on the ground. And then I just want this, I really would like this to go here, but that's not on any stud. So I could go here. We'll see.
That's bad.
Why? Oh, because it's not on there.
Yeah, she had it hanging off.
Well, I could go like that, and that one would be in a stud. But I think maybe like this would be somewhere over here. So, I mean.
Because this is these.
One battery
in each box.
Each box.
There's 8 of them.
We'll unpack those next. Just let me get it.
Wish I could have filmed this going up, but it's up.
Yep. Also wanted to say about this inverter. So what I was talking about, what an inverter is, that's like the very basic level, but then you can get inverters that do other things that are really cool. So this one, we can actually charge our batteries through this. So it's, you can't just like plug your generator into your batteries and charge them. They're different power, like electricities. So this allows you, I could actually hook 2 generators up to this and charge my batteries that way, which is really cool. If you were to get just a basic inverter, which would be like at the lower price range, you would have to buy something separate if you wanted to do that, and this just does it for you. When we do hook our solar panels up, so the reason why this is awesome is that right now we're going to set all the batteries up and we don't have our solar panels yet, so we can still use our batteries even though we don't have the solar panels. Okay, so we have a few other things that I need to put on the wall before I hook everything up. This is the Servo GX, and this, I'm pretty sure that you hook a bunch of, there's a lot of like little cords that you plug into here. Lots of different things. This is like, I believe, a hub for the display so that you can, this is the display, hold on a sec. So this is nice, isn't it? It looks like a GPS.
Yeah.
But this is going to go on the wall so that we can visually see outside of the app on your phone what, you know, how charged our batteries are and how much power is coming in and all those stats. We are going to be able to see everything on here, and I'm pretty sure that these work together. So we're going to plug, this is like an information center, I guess. It doesn't have anything to do with like power or anything, but it's more about making sure that you know how healthy your batteries are and if they're charged and that stuff. So that is that whole thing. And then we have, I don't want to go ahead, this very important thing. This is called the Lynx distributor, much larger in person than I imagined. Basically this, oh, I gotta take the screws out, is basically a hub for all the cords for the wires, sorry, not the cords. It's like a bus bar, so basically like a smart bus bar, if you will. So when you open this up, there is just a bunch of connections, and you connect so many things to this so that there aren't wires just everywhere. There's also, this is a smart shunt.
Oh my god.
It's huge. This is also going on the wall. And there's a lot of cables in another box that's going to connect all this stuff together, and I have to make a lot of wires and stuff. So my plan is just to put it on the wall and go from there. I've got most of the components on the wall, but everything has to be connected together, and everything has to be connected to this, and I actually need to buy some nuts and bolts to properly, you know, connect everything. So this is where I'm going to stop with this today, but we're going to open up some batteries. Okay, so this is one battery.
That is not a battery.
Well, I mean, in this box,
I know.
there's one battery.
Here, give me that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's not even on with it. Let's see. I think this weighs 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's huge. I don't even know how. Gotta figure out where we're gonna put these.
One of the most important parts is that it is a lithium ion battery. Not a lead acid battery.
Like how
Here
many?
it is.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide which way to put them. There's that. You actually can put them in a lot of different directions. Not every direction, but a lot. But this is what I prefer, because then all the connections would be next to each other, so you need less wire. But I'm not sure how many 8 will take up, so we'll have to put them out and see. Welcome back, everyone. It has been weeks and weeks and weeks since the last time that we worked on the solar project. We started working on it, we needed to get some parts, and then a series of events happened that stopped us from being able to complete this. So we are out here today, and I actually have mounted all this stuff the last time we worked on it, and today I'm gonna have to build a lot of these so we can start connecting everything together. I was able to pick all of our parts up. We're definitely in a good place to kind of get this project finished. I don't know that it's possible we could get it done today. It would be so awesome if we could, but we've got to install a lot of like outdoor plug things like this, and indoor plugs, and there's just a lot of wiring that has to happen. So I'm gonna start building all of these wires for the batteries. I've got to build like 8 of them or 10, I can't remember exactly, and we'll just go from there. We're gonna see what happens. Casey is organizing the shed. She did all of that while I'm working on the batteries.
The trees, if you will.
The trees. This shelf is also the shelf we put up when our friend was here, and it's actually all the stuff on it is not organized, but this was kind of chaotic, so Casey is doing some work to make it less chaotic. But the battery area is nice and clear, and this is my desk, and it's wild, and the painting I need to finish. Hello. Okay, I'm working on the solar again. I don't know how long it's been. I had to get more parts, and basically this is the longest running project that we've done on the land. That's probably not true. Hallelujah. I have been doing this all day, and I haven't really recorded because it's been a lot of really boring stuff. I pinched my finger and have this blood blister. It's really tender now. Yeah, it was really it would be boring footage, but it was a lot of work to get the batteries all wired together. And now I'm starting to wire different components together so that we can have, oh, I just realized that's the next one. So we can get further along on this journey. I have all the parts. I have verified that. I talked to our Battleborn rep to make sure that I'm doing everything right. And honestly, it's possible that we could have these working tonight. Not likely, because it's already 4 o'clock.
We're moments away from turning our solar on. Well, I say solar, it's our battery system. Very exciting moment.
Yeah.
There's still like some other steps, but basically we're testing that all the batteries are hooked up properly, and there's a lot of components that I had zero anything to do with. I literally don't know how Savannah knows. I just, every time she tries to explain something to me, it makes me want to cry. But anyway, let's see if it's working.
Good thing is nothing sparked this time. We've got,
this is beeping. What will happen?
That's gonna turn on, and you'll be able to see. That's
They
what I'm
came
gonna
to-
work on next. Once we know that everything's working, is a way to charge them with the generator, and then also a way to plug extension cords into it, so we can power our house just from the batteries. See?
Yeah, look at that.
There's
Woo! Just settings on there. Okay.
Okay.
Let me zoom in for you. We need to turn your inverter on. Hello.
Oh goodness.
Goodness.
It's making noise.
It
Yes.
made it noise when I turned it
You can
on.
hear it. It's like kind of. Alright, let me look at my app. Okay, we are so excited that it's actually all working. I have it turned off because I need to do some wiring in order for us to be able to use the batteries. But they are basically fully charged, so as soon as I get some of the AC wiring done to this baby, then I'll be able to wire some plugs just right to the outside of the house, and we'll be able to plug stuff into it and turn this generator off. I'm so tired of hearing this generator. It's very exciting. It's really exciting because we are actually going to be, within the next couple of weeks, butchering our first round of meat chickens that we have, and we are going to be putting them in a deep freezer in the shed. We definitely need these ready for that, but also with having these ready to go, we're going to be using our generator way less, and that means that we'll be using less propane, which means we'll be spending less money on that, and that's awesome for everyone. So everyone involved over here. Started sprinkling the moment I needed to go outside and wire the plugs outside, but I'm powering through because this is the third day in a row I've been working on this project and not having the right stuff, and I'm gonna do it. Also, just realized that I actually need another part, so I ordered on Amazon. It's coming next week, but we'll be able to use the batteries today because they're already charged, assuming I get this done. We're about to turn everything on, make sure everything's working before I close up the breaker box, and I actually will have to turn everything off on Wednesday when that part comes, so I can install the shore power so we can actually charge the inverter or the batteries through the inverter. So let's see what happens. First thing first, we're gonna turn the batteries on.
Tell us what's happening right now, Savannah.
Well, we're turning everything on for the first time.
Have you already plugged this stuff in on the other side?
No. I gotta
see.
make sure everything works before I plug anything into it.
All right.
I'm waiting. I don't know if I should wait before I turn this on. Should I just go ahead?
Just turn it on.
Okay. Inverter on. This has a cover, so you go, and that has a cover. So the next thing that, okay, I would need to do is turn the breakers on.
Turn the breaker on.
Alright. I mean, nothing's supposed to happen. We need to go to the plugs outside and see if the GFs, like, they're on.
Okay.
Okay.
For people that don't know, what is that device in
careful.
your hand?
This is a multimeter, so it checks, it can check the DC power and the AC power to make sure, one, that these are on, or that they're not on when you want to work on it. It's a big moment, guys. It's going to be so anticlimactic. Alright, and to plug that, okay, the other yellow one, that's going to be like the fridge. This is exciting. Alright, here we go. It says 100 watts are being used, 200 watts, 216.
That's exciting.
Yeah. That's how much our house and AC is using all at one time. Fridge, AC.
It's going up 239. Is that what it says?
209.
241. Oh, I'm looking right here. Right here.
Look at the AC load.
That fan's blowing, so that means...
Oh yeah, the lights are on. That means it's working.
That's exciting.
It's really exciting.
We're like semi-generator free. I mean, not really, because the generator will have to power these batteries, but these batteries were full. They came to us full, so... But we'll see how long it takes for them to drain.
Yeah. I mean, at 200 and less watts, it will take a lot of time. A lot of days. I need to do the math. Hold on.
Savannah said, after doing some math, because of how many batteries we have, that if we kept our load at this, which something can't be right, because that's just not that many watts.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, like, the fridge and really the AC is actually not on AC mode. It's on, like, dry mode. So, and it's cool. So it's not really working that hard. But we're not going to be turning it on anytime soon. So the fridge is the main thing that uses the most, and it will turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off. So it will use more power when it's on, but it's clearly not. I mean, now it's at 311, so maybe it is on.
Well, and that's, and if you didn't know, that's just what your refrigerator does, you know.
Yeah,
it's always on, but you know, it cools and then it needs to like...
Yeah, when it reaches the right temperature, it stops cooling and it just goes back and forth. So,
but like,
see, now it's at 433. I bet the fridge turned on. 482,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, like when we plug in the vacuum or when we plug in our toaster oven, that will draw more. But if we were hanging out at the 216 watts, Savannah did the math, and it would take us 139 days to use.
I think it was 120, but whatever.
Yeah, anyway,
a lot of days. Obviously, right now it's already at 722. So just a basic fridge if you bought today, which ours is an old fridge, so it probably uses more. But your fridge would use like 800 to 1,000, depending on the size, maybe even a little more watts a day. So now that could be a lot of different things depending on how hot it is outside or how much stuff you do or don't have in there. But that's just something to take into consideration, that if we used our fridge to the fullest and it was 1,000 watts that we used in a day, and like maybe adding 1,000 watts for when we use electrical things like our oven or that kind of stuff, we really could go like 10 days with if we aren't running like the vacuum all day or that kind of stuff. Now, when we do a day where we use the canner that's electrical, which is only we're using that because we can't find our water bath canner, but that will use a lot more power, so that would change things.
This is a very monumentous occasion. I don't think that we have really expressed that. Savannah just had a lot of troubleshooting things getting this going, so it was kind of like anticlimactic once she got it turned on, but it is like a big deal because we've been on a generator for
almost a year,
almost a whole year.
I think that if we, with the calculations I've done, but we won't really know until we get that shore power plug wired in the generator charging the batteries. I think if you ran the battery for an entire day, that you could go like I think at least half a week to a week, depending on what we're doing, without charging again. So that's going to be really helpful. Maybe I calculated wrong, who knows. If you've made it this far, I thank you very much for watching this entire video. It has been a long one. It took us a lot of time to get to this point. We are very excited at this point. When I'm editing the video, we've had the battery set up for almost a month. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but time has been really weird lately. We have loved having them. We have been able to go 4 to 6 days basically without running the generator, which is super nice. We've definitely had to work out some kinks. We still have lots to do. There's definitely gonna be a part 2 and a part 3 of this. If you like the content we're putting out, if you like this video, if you are interested in more solar stuff, please like this video and definitely subscribe. that helps us a lot to keep this kind of content going. I definitely can put together a little tour of our battery setup and our inverter setup if that's something that people are interested in. So definitely let me know in the comments below. As with everything on the land, the solar project is a kind of a long-term project that is going to take a while to complete the full system, but we will be posting about all of it. So thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week, hopefully updating you with what we've been up to for the past couple of weeks. Bye guys.